In this video, we are going to solve a very interesting question under dimension analysis. So the question is saying a first year at Mukuba University went for a weekend at her grandparents' place. She then realized that her cousins, while playing, produced air bubbles as a result of small explosion made in soap water they were playing with. One of the air bubbles produced was performing oscillation with the time period, which depends on pressure, density, and the energy due to the explosion. Establish the relation between the period, the pressure, the energy, and the density. Now, whenever you want to come up with the formula under dimension analysis, here are the simple steps which you have to follow. The first thing which you have to understand is that whenever we are talking about dimension analysis, we are talking about only three quantities. We are talking about the length, we are talking about the mass, we are talking about the time. Now, we do know that the SI unit for length is in meters. The SI unit for mass is in what? Is in kgs. The SI unit for time is in seconds. Now, whenever you are representing these in dimension analysis, we have these are the symbols which we use. When you see the mass, the meters, which is length, then we have to represent it with we put the square brackets and then we put L, then we do this. This is going to be the mass. Now it's supposed to be the capital M, then we do this. Then the second is going to be the time. So we put the square brackets, then we put this. So these are the most important thing which we need to understand. There are only three. Now, this is the rule which we need to know. Now, the first step when you want to come up with the formula is they want us to find the formula for the period. Okay? So you write first the period, then the next thing is you need to write the proportionality symbol. After the proportionality symbol, all the quantities which you have been given, they have to follow. So we have been given the pressure, so we're going to put the pressure, the density represented by symbol rho. Okay, if you want you can put D, but in this case we have been told that it's rho, so we're going to follow that. Then the energy. Okay, now the next step, step 2, is we need to replace the proportionality symbol with equal to K. Meaning that where there is this guy, I'm supposed to put equal to K. Okay, so I'm going to say that T is going to be equal to K, the density of the pressure times the rho, which is the period, the density times the energy. Now, what we need to understand is that we know that pressure is equal to force divided by area. So this force, we know that the force is newtons, but in 1 newton there is 1 kg meter per what? Second squared. Okay, then this is going to give us m to the power what? To the power 2. So in short, pressure is going to give us the units for pressure is going to be, let me put it here, is going to be kg. We are going to have meters, then we are going to have this. Since this one is on the denominator, it's going to come with this. Okay, so now we can see that 1m, we can cancel 1m. So we are going to have the final one, we are going to have this. The pressure is going to be equal to the kgs, and then we are going to have the kgs. 1m has gone, and then we are going to have everything divided by what? S to the power 2 times m. That will be the SI unit now for pressure. Let's go to density. We know that density is always in kg per cubic meter. So I can just put this one here to say per cubic meter is the same as I put this to the power 3. Energy is in joules. So 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton meter. So what it means there is that 1 Newton, we know that 1 Newton is just basically 1 kg meter per second squared times this. So meaning this and this, we can get this now. So this is going to be for the energy. So energy, we are going to have our energy, the SI units as kg, and then we have meter squared per second squared. Now from there, what I want us to understand from here is before proceeding to the next step, what we need to understand is that from this point here, we have to choose, or even let me just say from this, the first point here, we have to choose the letters which we need to raise them to these quantities, so that we need to find the power. So what we are going to do is, I'm going to choose, you can either choose A, B, C. So I'm going to choose A, B, and then C. So my goal is to find the value of A, B, and C, and then I plug in the values there. That will be my final formula. Okay, now from there, what I'm going to say that this is going to be A, B, C. So now from here, I'm going to replace the SI units of these quantities. So what is the SI unit for period? Is time. So I'm going to say is a second. So I'm going to say seconds. So now I can just get rid of this to create space. Okay, I'm going to say this is going to give me seconds, has to be equal to. So this I can ignore for now. I can ignore the k's, okay, because k is constant. Okay, so we have got the pressure. The pressure, we have seen that it is kg divided by s to the power 2 times m. Now everything has to be raised by what? A. Then we go to the next one, which is the density is kg divided by what? M to the power 3. Everything raised to the power b. Then the energy is kg times m to the power 2. Everything divided by s to the power 2. Then we raise to the power c. Okay. Now, after writing this, let's now rearrange them. But let's not forget that our final one is this. We are saying that this is going to be K, P, then the rho times energy, where we are saying that we have A, B, C. So this is going to be our formula. So let me rewrite this. We have S. Now, I can write this expression here. I can put it in this manner. I can say that it's going to be kg, and then it's going to be s to the power negative 2, then m to the power negative 1. I'm just removing it on the denominator so that I put them in the same line. Okay, it's the same as if you have 1 over 2. This is the same as, or let's say we have x divided by y. This is the same as x times y to the power negative 1. Okay, so if I have x divided by y to the power 2, this is the same as x times y to the power negative 2. Simple. Okay, now from there, what we are going to have is, I can put them in brackets. Everything is raised to the power a, and then next we have kg. Then I'm going to say kg times m to the power negative 3, since that one was on the denominator there. Everything raised to the power b. Then I'm going to say that this now is going to give me, I have kg m to the power 2, which is meters, then s to the power negative 2, everything raised to the power c. Now from here I can get rid of this to create space. Now what we need to understand, after reaching at this stage, we have to replace with their dimensions. So the s is t, so I'm going to say that s is going to be t. I put them in square, so I'm going to say that this one is going to be what? This is going to be, kg is meters, is mass, so we're going to say mass. Now since it is raised to the power a, I'm going to put a, Next is time. It is raised to the power negative 2, so meaning negative 2 times a is going to give us negative 2a. Then I have next, which is meters, which is length. It is raised to the power negative 1, meaning it is raised to the power negative a. We go to the next one. It is kgs, which is meters. So it is raised to the power negative is b. And then next one is meters, which is length, raised to the power negative 3 times b, which is going to be 3b. And next we have kg, which is mass, raised to the power c. Next we have the meters, which is going to be the length, raised to the power 2, so it's going to be 2c. Next is time, is negative 2, so times c is c, negative 2c. Now from here, we have to compare. We have the common things, this. We have time, we also have time. Then we also have another one, which is the length. Okay, so we are going to simplify it and say it's going to be t, it's going to be equal to, if the bases are the same, what do we do with the powers? We add the powers. So here I'm going to say that this is going to give me m. So I need to add the powers. So I have got this, and this. So meaning that it's going to be a plus b plus c. I'm done with that. Okay? Meaning that I can now go to the t. So I have t, which is the period, which is the time, sorry. Then we have this. So this is going to give us what? We have this. We have negative a on top, and then we have also negative what? Negative 2c. Meaning that this is going to give us negative a. Okay? Oh, sorry, we are talking about t, so it's negative 2a here. Negative 2, so it's negative 2a. Negative, we have this, and that one is negative 2a minus 2c. We are done with that one. Let's go to length. So length is going to be, it's going to be this, and then I'm going to have I have the length there. What do we have? What do we have? So we have length, which is negative a, this part here, which is negative a, negative a, and then the next L which we have is negative 3b minus 3b. The next L which we have is 2c, so it's going to be plus 2c. So we are done now. From here, what we have to know is we are going to be comparing the left hand side and the right hand side. Okay, so here we are going to see that we are going to compare this with what we have on the left hand side. We don't have any m to the left hand side, meaning that m that side is 0, meaning what I'm supposed to do is going to be a plus b plus c is going to be equal to 0. I go to t. I have t. This t is raised to the power 1, meaning that everything here is supposed to be, is going to be, these they will cancel. So we are going to have negative 2a minus 2c is going to be equal to 1. Next we go to L. We don't have L to the left hand side, meaning it is 0 that side. So we are going to remain with what? We are going to remain with negative a minus 3b plus 2c. It has to be equal to 0. Now from this point here, my goal is to find the values of a, b, and c. After finding those values, I need to plug in this equation. Then that will be our formula. Okay. So now from here we can get rid of this. We need to find the values of a, b, c. So those are the steps which you have to follow for you to come up with this. So we are going to have now, let me just write these equations. We have a plus c, b plus c has to be equal to 0. We have negative 2a minus 2c has to be equal to 1. We have negative a minus 3b plus 2c has to be equal to 0. Now from here we know that our formula is this. Let me just write that one on top. We have F is equal to, we have K, the pressure, the raw energy. So we have our A here, B, C. Let's find the values of A, B, C. Now, the first thing is we have three equations here. So what we need to do is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the second equation, which is negative 2A minus 2C has to be equal to what? Has to be equal to 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out negative 2. So I'm going to have negative 2A, sorry, negative 2, and then open brackets A, negative, and that one we're going to get plus C. C is going to be equal to 1. Okay, so I can divide both sides by negative 2. I'm going to get A plus C. B is going to be equal to negative 1 divided by 2. That is what I want us to have. Now from here, let's make A as a subject of formula. Okay, so to make A as a subject of formula is going to be A is going to be equal to negative half minus B. Oh, it's C, sorry. Where is this B coming from? It's supposed to be C. This is C. This part here, we have C, not T. So we have C. So it's going to be negative half minus C. Okay. Now from here, in the first equation, where there is A, let's put negative half here, this equation. So we have A plus B plus C is equal to 0. Where there is A, let's put negative half minus C plus B is equal to, we have also C that side. We have plus C is equal to 0. So we can see that from here C and C can cancel, negative C and this one can cancel because we have got negative C plus C. So we are going to have negative half plus B is equal to 0. Therefore B is equal to 1 over 2. So B is 1 over 2. That is the value of B. Okay. Now after finding that the value of B is equal to 1 over 2, what next now? Okay, now we can find see, yes, this is the value of B. Now we can, from here now, what we can do is we have found the value of B, but we are meaning with the value of what? The value of C and what? The value of A. So we can go to the next equation, which is the third equation, which is this equation here. There is negative there. So what we are going to do there is the next equation, we are going to plug in where there is A. Okay. So now we can get rid of this. We are saying that B, let me just put it here to say B is equal to 1 over 2. So let's get rid of this. Now what we are going to do now is this. The third equation where there is A, we are going to plug in. We know that A is already this one. Okay, so we're going to say that where there is A, we are going to plug in. We have A, so it's negative, open brackets, negative half minus C minus, then we have 3. Where there is B, we put 1 over 2. Okay, then we have plus C has to be equal to 0. So in this case, we are going to see what we are going to, the thing which we want to find. We're going to be finding C. So we can open the brackets here. We're going to have positive half plus C is going to be minus, this is going to be 3 over 2. Okay, and then I'm going to have plus C is equal to 0. Okay, now what we have there is we have now what else do we have? We can add this and this one. Okay, we can add them, so we can say that it's going to be half plus C. C plus C is going to give us 2C. Okay, oh, this we had 2 there, so this is 2. Let's not forget the 2 there, so we have 2. So it's supposed to give us 3C. 3C there, then we have minus 3 over 2 is equal to 0. So what I want us to do is, for us to remove the half, this 2 here, we can just do times 2 everywhere in this equation. So if I do that, we can get rid of this to create space. Okay. If I do that, I'm going to get 2 times half, I'm going to get 1, plus this is going to give me 2 times 3, it's going to give me 6c, minus this is going to give me 3, then it's going to give us what? 3, we have 3, and then we have has to be equal to 0. 2 times 0 is, 2 times 0 is 0. So we have now what do we have? We have now 1 minus 3, which is going to give us negative 2 plus 6c is equal to 0. So we want to find the value of c. So we are going to say that we are going to have 6c is going to be equal to negative 2. Let's divide both sides by 6. So our c is going to be equal to, we have it's going to be what? So this part here we had negative, so this was also supposed to be negative. This part here, let's not forget, it was negative. So meaning that we had a negative there. So even a negative, we're not supposed to forget the negative. Although, oh, it was cancelled that side. Okay, so this is not supposed to be negative. It's like this. Okay, from here, we have, let's just go back a bit. Or we start from this point here. Okay, so from this point here, we are saying that after doing times 2, we found that it was, this was 1, which is the one there. Then 2 times 3, it was 6c. Then 2 times this, it gave us negative 3. So that is what we have. Okay, and then now we have this, and this one we are getting, that is, we are going to have 6c minus 2. It has to be equal to 0. So we can shift this guy to the other side. We are going to have, this is going to be equal to 2. Divide c. We are going 6. We are going to see that c is going to be equal to 1 there. We have 1 over 3. So c is equal to 1 over 3. So we are now remaining with the value of a. So remember, we made our equation that a was equal to negative 1, negative half minus c. So if the c value is 1 over 3, we can just plug in the values and then we find the value of c. So we are going to see that a is going to be equal to negative 1 over 2 minus c is 1 over 3. We can get the lowest common denominator, which is 6. So we have 6, 2 into 6, we have 3. 3 times that one, we have negative 3, minus 2 into 6, 3 into 6, we have 2. So we are going to have this. So it's going to be negative, a is going to be equal to negative 5 divided by 6. Okay, so those are the values of a, b, c. So now we can now plug in the values. Okay, so the formula, we need to remember that our formula was F is equal to, the K is constant, and then we have the pressure, the density, which is rho, times the energy. So the value, we say that this was A. The value of A is negative 5 over 6. The value of B is half. The value of the value of C is 1 over 3. So 1 over 3, this is the expression which they want us to come up with. Okay, so this is the formula. So this is how you come up with the formulas. Okay.